So, what's the difference between fate and bad luck? Well, fate is something to the effect, I think the definition is something to the effect of things that happen outside of someone's control. I think it also says something to the effect that part of the supernatural, whatever that means, but it's out of your control. So I got really, really, really close to having my cards in the highest end store in New York City. I lived in New York for 10 years, so I still, close to a dozen, so I still feel like New York is home away from home. Anyway, the store's initials are BG. Anyway, I had created some cards based on a woman who'd worked there for about 40 years and was in her early 90s, and fabulous, Betty Hallbreck. I'm going to do a video on her soon. Anyway, here's this fabulous woman in her 90s going to work every day and creating a TikTok account yet. So I was so inspired by her pithy observations that whether they had to do with fashion or pop culture, I created cards using her observations, using her quotes, and sent them to her. And I got a pretty quick response from her, which just had me jumping all over the place. One, I would have just been thrilled if she responded, but she said she could see the cards being in the store. What? Bergdorf's? Anyway, so we proceeded to go she put me in touch with a buyer, a VP. It was wonderful, and I created as many cards as I could for them and in what they were looking for, and really had this vision of, yay, I'll have a tie into New York again. We live about an hour and a half away in a Philadelphia suburb. More importantly, I'll have my cards in the highest level store, period. And for all the years I've worked on my cards, that would have been like quite a crown jewel. But anyway, and I absolutely had such admiration and for this person. Being in her 90s, she passed before I got to actually meet her in person, which made me so sad. And it's such a statement on, if you want to do something or meet somebody, don't wait, do it. Although I do prize the lovely correspondence I had. But anyway, she passed, and sadly, so did the opportunity. I think for whatever reason, the buyer and the VP, they just continued to move along. And in those lovely ways people decline your cards, they declined my cards. For now, that's how I see it. They might not see it that way. I see it for now. So I'm going to continue to try and use that contact information. But I did, everything was right. Everything was right. Wrote this woman I had such admiration for, who I think I had tons in common with, interestingly enough, having never met her. Got more cards to her when she asked, got cards to the buyer, to the VP, was present at any Zoom meetings we had, moved forward, got packaging figured out, pricing figured out. And then in that 11th hour, the decline. Now, of course, that's part of almost any business, but oh my God, that was just one in a series of things I had absolutely no control over. Did I get in a fetal position and have a primal scream? No, because I'm the pragmatic optimist. I thought, okay, I've got a nice collection of cards. They're ready to go. Let's see where else I can sell them, market them. I never, ever think, why me? I'm not so egotistical that I think fate or the world's crashing down on me. Just like, that happened. Dust yourself off, put on some accessories, grab your big girl pearls, and start all over again, which is what I do, which we all should do, right? It's what I try to direct my children to do. Pearl clutch, and then move forward, right? But that's just one of quite a few things out of my control that I don't know how, and I don't where I get it, but I just keep moving forward. Manically, sometimes someone would say. Yeah.